Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So my head is like this because I'm really trying to help you guys. I don't want the glare like this because you can see the ring light and it really annoys me looking in the camera. But also I wanted to wear because I'm not wearing my lashes today. So what are we doing? I think I'm gonna have them down like this. Does this look weird? No. Kinda. I'm just gonna leave them, okay? But we were talking about a case today about some evil parents, torture, abuse involved with their 12-year-old daughter. She was malnourished. You know, with all these parent cases, I don't understand. It's so much to understand, but I can't because I just don't understand it. How two parents can do this because the mother and the father are involved in this. How does it get to a point that you just ruin your kids, like the people you birthed? So I'm gonna just jump right into it because I like Jesse Weber. I like the way he described it and the way he talked about everything. It's really soothing and I like listening to it. Do he got a podcast? Because I need to listen to that too. But I did just subscribe to True Crime Daily. So we're gonna be going over there too on some cases because they do full cases and we all love that anyway. So let's get right into it.
Out of Pennsylvania, authorities say a 12-year-old girl was repeatedly tortured and then killed, and her father and his fiancée are now facing charges. We're going to break down this new case of alleged child abuse with former Pennsylvania prosecutor Matthew Mangino. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. Melinda Hoagland, 12 years old, Chester County, Pennsylvania. She is dead. And authorities say her death comes after this little girl was repeatedly tortured and abused by her father, 52-year-old Rendell Hoagland, and his fiancée, 25-year-old Cindy Warren. Both have been charged with multiple counts, including attempted...
I think they messed it up. She's not 25. I'm not believing it. Not believing it whatsoever. I don't care what y'all declare. I'm gonna just do this for a little while. She's not 25. I'm not believing that.
Criminal homicide, assault, and kidnapping, and murder charges could be on the table too. So what happened here? Well, this is where it gets incredibly disturbing. I'm going to read to you the statement from the Chester County District Attorney Christopher L. DiBerena-Sarobe. Quote, doctors found a child who was emaciated. She weighed 50 pounds. She was covered in bruises. She had a half-dozen broken bones at least. Her organs were failing and ultimately she died while she was being treated at the hospital. So how did authorities discover this? Well, it turns out Mr. Hoagland called 911 saying his daughter was knocked out after hitting a tree when she was riding her bicycle. However, her injuries clearly showed there was something more here, and so a probe was launched. And what did they find? Well, according to the DA, police discovered that Melinda had been pulled out of middle school back in late November, early December, and that she was attending online cyber classes. But while she was showing up on camera for the classes, they say she was actually tied up, shackled below. The camera couldn't pick it up. And usually she was shackled in the basement of this home. When authorities confiscated the couple's phones, authorities said they discovered all of these deleted videos where Melinda was ankle cuffed to furniture, where she was allegedly screamed at, berated, apparently over a camera's speaking system. The couple forced her to do squats, run in place, forced her to sleep on the floor with no pillows or blankets. They didn't even feed her at times. These are the allegations. These are the heinous allegations of abuse that allegedly were happening for months. And in terms of evidence, it seems to only get worse because the couple reportedly deleted their text messages, which you and I both know can be evidence of consciousness of guilt. You know you're in trouble and trying to get rid of proof. That's something prosecutors will argue. And in an arrest affidavit, Warren allegedly instructs Hoagland to, quote, run this little girl to the hospital instead of calling 911. And now they have an interesting defense. And so clearly there's a lot to break down. And for that, I want to bring in criminal defense attorney Matthew Mangino.
Okay, hold on. I actually just had a headache from like all the evidence. That was a lot. There was a lot to take in, y'all. I'm gonna put the glasses back on. Okay, I gotta get the professional version of me back here. Rest in peace to that little girl. She did not deserve that. It's always like these parents who just they hate their child, jealous of their child. You see, surprisingly, I have y'all the glare. Jeez, let me just stop, okay? Surprisingly, I have seen a lot of cases like this. It's for a mother and father. Well, is she the? I forgot. Are they the real parents? I don't even know. I think so. For somebody to do that is just so disgusting and just so hateful. Just making her do squats, run in place when they look like they haven't ran a day in their life. Like, what is that about? Why would you try? Like, I don't understand. This is the thing, y'all. The psychological part of all, like the mind and the brain. Why the girl they was not feeding her. She weighed 50 pounds. Why would you tie her up to like a couch? You're yelling at her for what? What did she do to you? She didn't do nothing to you. It's all about hatred. These parents hate their children because they hate themselves. That's what it is. And they take it out on their children. And it should not have happened. It should never happen. They're just disgusting. And the fact that they even, I think he messed it up. She's not 25. There ain't no way that woman is 25. I don't believe it. But they look so, you know what's weird? They look so happy in those little weird TikTok or Snapchat pictures. They look so happy in there. But it's like, it's kind of like they never wanted a child. That's what it's looking like. Like they never wanted a child, and they got her, and they look like they had another child too. But to do that to this little girl, you took her out of school. It's like they was like slowly like mentally crushing her. You took her out of school so she cannot be around people and friends. You took her innocence away. Like she can't do anything. Like that's what this is. They was just slowly mentally killing this girl, and then they physically killed her. It's so heartbreaking, and then parents like this just so disgusting. And I don't even call them parents no more. They're monsters. And the fact that y'all recorded it all, and now I'm not going into this one talking about, oh, look at their childhood. I'm into like the parents. I'm not, okay? Because it just takes some evil people to do this, and it was two of them. It was two of them that did this together, so I'm not even going through that because I already know. I'm like, I don't even care how they was raised. I really don't. It's about a child, and but to be honest, she looked like she's the ringleader here, and that's just by looking at it. The mother, she looked like more menacing than him, but who knows? Let me get through playing it, y'all. This is already a crazy case.
You know? Former DA of Lawrence County, Pennsylvania. Matt, good to see you. Overall thoughts? Good to see you. Overall thoughts on this case? Have you ever prosecuted a case like this before?
Well, Jesse, this is a horrific case, and as you went over it, you know, the malnourishment, the broken bones, the bruises, you know, being cuffed to the table or other objects in the basement. Certainly a sad case. And I have dealt with, unfortunately, when I was a prosecutor, cases of malnourishment and obviously cases of child abuse that resulted in death, primarily with regard to younger children than a 12-year-old. So this 12-year-old weighed 50 pounds. You know, it's a very sad case and a very, very sad existence for this poor young girl who had to endure this up to her death.
Why do you think they haven't been charged with murder yet? What do you think prosecutors are looking into to understand?
Well, I think they're waiting to see the results of an autopsy because, you know, in any case, you have to prove the cause and manner of death. And so we know that there's bruising, we know that there's broken bones, we know there's malnourishment, but you need a pathologist to piece those things together if you're going to try to prove that there was an intentional killing here, or at least a killing that rose to a reckless disregard. You know, it's important that the prosecutor's office has that information in hand before they file any additional charges.
Could you charge murder if someone dies during the course of child abuse, almost like a felony murder type situation? And by that I mean when someone commits a felony and someone dies during the commission of the felony, you can charge them with murder. You don't necessarily have to prove that they intended to kill someone, but that the killing happens as a result. Could they be charged? And you know the law in Pennsylvania better than I. Is it possible to charge them with murder as a result of child abuse?
Well, that's an interesting question, Jesse. And I think what you need to be able to do is prove an ongoing series of abuses. So if you can show that these bone fractures, 6 broken bones, occurred over a period of time, that these are the kind of fracture spiral fractures, maybe where you've intentionally twisted the child's arm or leg, and you can show that consistent series of felonies, that might be something that prosecutors could do. So in Pennsylvania, that would be second-degree murder.
Yeah, I don't understand that. Even when he says might, I don't understand that. This little girl died in this home, and she was abused. They seen all this evidence. You got her body that tells you everything. Broken bones, malnourished. She was like 50 pounds. I don't understand why, when cases like this is my issue with this, y'all, with the justice system. And yeah, I get like giving everybody a fair trial, but with stuff like this, no. They deserve to be, if she be first-degree murder, I don't care what they say. They really take the law, and I get it. That's what the law is for. They really break it down with these, like, with every freaking case. Why is this second-degree murder? I know he said it, but I'm like, this girl died because of all of this. She died because her body couldn't take it no more. Why are they not charged with first-degree murder in her case? Why is it a possibility that they could be charged, might be charged with murder? Because I hope it's not that with the intentions. Well, it is with the intentions, actually. But for them not to just get charged with first-degree murder, this is a shutdown case, done deal. But realistically, tell the truth, y'all, with most of these cases, the justice system really prolongs stuff, and it could really be done. When you got the evidence, the parents did this. She was only by the parents. They got all the videos, text messages, pictures. They got everything. This is a shutdown case. Why is it taking this long already? I just don't understand. They like I said, they really pushes stuff out when it can easily be done. And that's, I get they want to know everything, and that's what's up. You should do that. But to not charge them with like first-degree murder, I'm like, they killed their child. This was intent to kill. There's like so many things that could just throw the charges on them and get them out. That's simple. I just don't understand it. And I get it, like I said, trying to understand, we're trying to find out the evidence, but with cases like this, they try to go into every little piece of the law, and I'm like, really? What can their lawyer really say about this? That it wasn't, most likely they would say that they weren't intending on killing her, but that doesn't make it any better. That does not make this any better. Or they'll probably say they had problems of their own, and they thought it was supposed to be a punishment. I'm just thinking about like what they would or probably would say. I don't know, but I just don't understand why these cases like this, when they got all the evidence, the parents did it. She died because of all this. She was 50 pounds. Why is it already like, it shouldn't even be a discussion of what they're charged with, how long, like, just get them out of here. That's all I'm saying. But that's the law for you. They break everything down.
Murder. And what's interesting about second-degree murder in Pennsylvania is that it's life without parole, just like being convicted of first-degree murder.
And let me tell you this, if they are really guilty of these allegations, that's exactly what they should get. This is a horrible, horrible story. And whenever I talk to you about the defense, though, because what's being reported is eerily reminiscent of other defenses that I've heard before in child abuse cases. So my understanding, the reporting indicates that this couple says that her injuries were from the bike accident and getting hurt on a water slide. We've seen that defense before. It's from the child falling. It's from the child's activities. They also say that she was emaciated because she was losing weight for a while and they were planning on getting her medical help. Thoughts on that defense, and if you've ever seen it work?
Well, I mean, that's going to be an interesting defense, because in this case, there are other issues that are going to come up that are going to refute that defense, and that is a series of emails and videotapes. Okay, so let's say, for instance, a child is not thriving. They're losing weight. And, maybe they're injured in some other way, on a bicycle or on a slide. Why do you have that child shackled to furniture in the basement? Okay. Why did you delete your texts? Why did essentially, this young girl, kind of fall off of the face of the earth in terms of their There's nothing on Facebook after a period of time, although the male child in the home is out with the father and going different places. We see a child that looks healthy around Christmas, and then boom, we never see anything else on social media about her again. So that defense, could it work? Possibly. I don't think it would work in this case. Plus the other thing here, is strange as it sounds, you have a history here, with, Cindy Warren. She spent, a 3 to 7 year prison term for the death or harm of another child, in which the father of that child is doing 25 years to 50 years or something like that. So it's a really eerie.
Once again, I said this in the other case. She had history of, I guess, abuse or something with a child. 7 years, was it in prison or probation? Don't matter. Why do she have her kids? I know they'd be like, people can change, but no. That was a long sentence, whatever she had. And the dad is doing like 25, about 10 to 25 to life, whatever. Obviously, that was a bad case. Why do they give these people their children back? I don't care about nothing changing. Why do they give these children their, these parents their kids back? I really don't understand the system, y'all. They just really don't care. They just send kids to their death, just send them back to like the bad areas. I don't understand. And just for this to happen, they should be looking at themselves really stupid. Like, slap to the face that y'all just did this. That's crazy. The system is really stupid.
The kind of situation where you have a woman in the household who's once again facing similar charges to what she faced in the past.
Yeah. Do you think it's possible that one would turn on the other? One would blame the abuse on the other, said, I had no idea what was going on. I was leaving the child in the care of her, or I was leaving the child in the care of him. And, again, I always find that to be kind of a weaker defense, because you both are responsible, you both are there, and particularly if they're both deleting messages, or if that's what we're dealing with. But talk to me if you think that's a possibility that one might turn on the other.
Well, anytime you have two people charged in the case, sometimes it's the one who gets to the district attorney's office quicker to start talking about exactly what happened here. What might be a more likely defense, again, you have to look at their text, which they try to delete and all those sort of things. Was there some abuse, domestic abuse as well? So was there some threats that you have to keep your mouth shut. You can't bring the child to the doctor. I mean, we've seen cases like that as well, Jesse, where you suggest that there's some influence that you're under, whether it's violence or whatever, that forces you not to take any action to protect this child. Again, it's a weak defense based on what we know about the death of this child.
You know what's really chilling is that this couple had posted pictures on social media of Melinda, and then they stopped doing it over the last few months. I think the last post of her was in January, but then you even go to July 4th, 2023, Rendell Hoagland, her father, posted, "Happy 12th birthday, Melinda. Hope you have many, many more. We love you." Very chilling knowing the allegations now, no?
Oh, certainly. I mean, how did this evolve? I mean, this is a 12-year-old who, as I said a moment ago, just kind of disappears from social media with regard to her father, right after Christmas. I mean, there's photographs of her, getting a bike and trying on clothes, and then all of a sudden she disappears. And we find out now, months later, that she's severely malnourished. She has broken bones. It's really that whole, how this whole thing happened is really strange. And I'm sure prosecutors will look closely at how that process began.
You know who apparently they did post pictures of consistently? Warren's 9-year-old son. He was apparently in the home, reportedly not abused. And we've seen that too. Sometimes one child in a home is abused and the other's not. Do we know why that happens?
No, I don't. That's an interesting question, because you don't know what would cause a parent or a caregiver to turn on a child like that and you know, provide nourishment and safety and shelter to one child and not to the other? You know, is it some sort of disciplinary situation that's gone awry? Is it a defiant, what a parent perceives as a defiant child that somehow you're going to rein them in, and it just spins out of control?
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't imagine what would go through a parent's mind to take care of one child and neglect the other.
And by the way, a potential eyewitness to this, no? Even though 9 years old, I'm sure this child could provide information to police about something.
Well, right. I mean, if this is essentially, you know, your playmate or somebody that you look up to or somebody that you commonly spend time with, who all of a sudden is chained to furniture in the basement, even a 9-year-old is going to wonder, why is that happening?
Yeah.
You know, what did she do? Why would, you know, my dad do that? I mean, there's so many unanswered questions here and so many issues that you know, we and most people can't comprehend, but somehow these parents thought was a legitimate course of action, or was it just an intentional killing?
Let's talk about that, because the superintendent for the local school district, Dr. Catherine Van Vern, released this statement. It is with an extremely heavy heart that I share with you the devastating and tragic news that one of our former students, 12-year-old Melinda Hoagland, was found dead over the weekend, a victim of inhumane abuse by her father and his girlfriend. While this horrific news was shared in a press conference and is making headlines in the media today, the district just learned of this child's death late this morning, and we have been working with the media by her father and his girlfriend. While this horrific news was shared in a press conference and is making headlines in the media today, the district just learned of this child's death late this morning, and we have been working to get details, understand and process this information, and communicate with our entire school community. Melinda Hoagland was enrolled at Kings Highway Elementary in April of 2022, continued on to Scott Middle School, and then North Brandywine Middle School. Our staff diligently reported concerns about Melinda's care to Childline, the state agency that receives and manages concerns regarding child abuse. Shortly thereafter, her family withdrew her from our schools in December 2023 and enrolled her in another cyber charter school. Her younger brother remained a student at Kings Highway. He is now in protective custody, expected to be relocated to another county and school district. Do they have any responsibility here? They seem to say that we knew something was going on. They know the child's taken out of custody. Excuse me, they know that the child's taken out of school. Should the school have done more?
Well, you know, if the school did what we heard there, did a Childline report. So in Pennsylvania, what that means is teachers are mandated reporters. So if they suspect that something's going on, that a child's being abused or neglected, they have a responsibility to report that to the Childline, through the Childline process. That case is then referred to the local children and youth services, who must do an investigation of that Childline report. And then there's a finding of whether, you know, it's founded abuse or unfounded abuse. So it's going to be interesting to see, you know, where that leads, because ultimately the teacher or the school did what they're supposed to do, at least initially, as a mandated reporter. Did Children's Services in Chester County follow through with that investigation? You know, they could have come in and taken the child out of the home if there was some alleged abuse or neglect. So that's really a whole nother issue that's going to have to be examined by authorities in Chester County.
And like you talked about, I mean, there's a criminal history here. Back in 2009, Warren pleaded guilty in connection to her husband beating their 3-year-old son. She ended up serving 7 years in prison. You know, I imagine if she's convicted, that would hurt her at sentencing. Her ex-husband, by the way, serving 25 to 50 years in prison for his role in that. Also killing his 2-year-old daughter. It's just, I don't know what's going on, but it's really, really sad to see. It's heartbreaking to see. And let me just leave everybody with this. If you have concerns about the safety of a child, even of a child that you don't really know that well, you should do something. You should say something. You can call 911, and you could also call Childline, which we mentioned before, at 800-932-0313.
Oh, y'all, this one is a lot. Okay, so she is the stepmother. It's her father. She has history. She spent 7 years in prison. Her ex-boyfriend killed their daughter. He's about 25 to life. He ain't getting out. Okay, how do people meet? You know, I think we should just ask this question. How do, glasses back on, how do these people meet? Like, how do you meet somebody like her? Like, was this like a pen pal thing situation, online situation? How do you meet somebody and not know about their past? Or he knew about the past and didn't care. Maybe he thought she was a changed woman. Because I do believe, like they said, she is the stepmother of this little girl. Now, when they said that this is like the father, I do believe I'm right. Okay, I'm starting to believe that she was jealous of this little girl or just didn't want her a part of his life, if that's true. Because I do believe, like I said, I do believe this is that's her dad and that's the stepmom. Because it would make sense of why she was so evil to this little girl. That would make sense. I'm like, you have no kin to her. You're no kin to her. Huh. This is interesting. But yeah, y'all, this whole thing is just so sick. Now, with the child thing, y'all, the glare. With the child thing, the child line, do they not do homes? But no, when they said that, I'm like, okay, the school did the right thing. They called if they actually did it allegedly, they called the child hotline, like the help hotline. Think about it. Right when they took her out, even if they went to go visit the home, it wouldn't have been, she wouldn't have looked that bad until like after. So I think they probably most likely, if they went up there, they would have saw that it wasn't nothing really bad and then left. They don't do their job that much. I'm like, you got to keep checking on these people. But all the signs are there when she kept moving school. But they didn't do anything with the other child, which is weird. They didn't move her out of school, move the child out of school. It was just her. That's why I think it was like some kind of hatred they had against her, or the mother had against her. That was weird, y'all. I really hope they're charged to the fullest. These are disgusting people to do that to a child, and just that little girl did not deserve this. Like I said, I'm not looking too much in their childhood. I don't care about their childhood. I can see she had history and you've been to prison, so why was she even able to be near kids? That's crazy. Dude, did the dad know? Her history with kids is like actually crazy. You went to prison for 7 years, and your ex-boyfriend, y'all killed, or he charged for killing the daughter, and all. I still want to know, how did they meet? How did this couple meet? And then how was she able to stay in this home? Y'all, this one was a lot. Okay, all these child cases be a lot. I feel like they should take these cases with children even like darker, further with like the cases with the crimes. They should be charged to the T, to the fullest, because this is just sickening. It's sickening. Okay, so let me know what you guys think in the comments. Also, we are getting into interrogations. We're gonna be watching interrogation videos on this channel because I want to hear confessions. I want to hear the confessions. I want to see, and they're hours long, y'all. So I was like, ooh, this will be interesting, trying to understand why, or you know, they describe everything. I've seen a couple of them before, but they describe everything in these interrogations on how these killers talk, and they dissect them, and that's what I want to see. It's also funny how slow a lot of them are. Like, they act like they think they got away with stuff, but they don't. The police always like catch them off guard. So it's really interesting to watch. I don't know why I'm so intrigued with this stuff. Also, we are getting into really, really major darkness serial killers. Okay, I'm gonna let you guys know that too. We're getting into that too. So y'all, this channel is about to skyrocket with some content soon. Okay, so on that note, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. What are your thoughts about this? I do believe I'm right that she's the stepmother, because she had a family before that they ruined, and this dad met her, and why would he allow this? He was a part of this too, but he reported it. This is weird. I really do think she's the ringleader of all this. I don't know, just because her history, and they said more about her than him, but I don't know. They're both charged, should be charged to the same, and she don't ever need to get out, and then one of them need to get out. This was so sad. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Once again, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at AlanChastain, turn on notifications, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. The glare. Y'all, I swear, I'm so sorry. I really wanted to wear these glasses, but the glare. Bye.